And I don't know if you know, but registration is already open for the event Jornada Sem Dor Spine 21. It will take place on April 11th, 13th, and 15th at 7 p.m. To sign up and get more information, the link for you to participate is in the video description. Funny, I have this burning sensation. But if I put my hand on my foot is at a normal temperature. It's just a sensation. How is that possible? Well, Eliane, here's the thing. It's because burning sensations are usually related to the nerve. And the nerve, I like to say, it's like a data cable. You know that little cable you use to connect your phone to your computer? And then you can send things from your phone to your computer and from your computer to your phone. So the nerve is like that data cable. Look at this drawing here. So here I drew more or less a person, right? Arms, legs, and here is the brain and the spinal cord, right? What stays inside the head, inside the encephalon, and what goes through the spine. All the information you have in your body comes from somewhere in your body. It enters the spinal cord and goes to the brain. The sensation of touch, the sensation of movement, the sensation of heat, of cold, the sensation of pain, the sensation of pressure. You can only feel all of this because you have nerves. You have this data cable that connects to the brain. And at the same time, there are nerves. There are little nerves. I'll even use a different color here. I'll make them black. That come out of the brain. They come through the spinal cord and go to any part of the body. What sends information from the brain to any part of the body is what controls it. My hand is opening and closing because my brain is telling it to open and telling it to close. Is that right? And this data cable here is the nerves. See how it travels throughout our whole body? Our nerves have this ability to travel long distances and still transmit information. Along this path, throughout the entire journey of this nerve, in some parts, it may be experiencing some compression. So, that it is being irritated in some way. And when that happens, we have some symptoms. Or the nerve that carries information to the brain starts to fail, and then you have burning symptoms, which is what you have in your foot. You have tingling symptoms, numbness symptoms, and pain symptoms. Or in some compression, some part that is compressing these nerves, that is irritating these nerves, what fails is the nerve that carries the command from the brain, which controls your foot, for example. So in this case, you'll lose strength, stability, and the ability to control your foot. A lot of people who have diabetes or have had some injury or have some other problem have what we call drop foot. They can no longer lift the tip of their foot. This happens exactly because they lost this ability to control their foot. The burning sensation you feel doesn't mean that your foot is actually burning or hot. It means that the nerve that carries information from your foot to your brain is being irritated at some point along its path. There's something causing this pain, which only seems like that, but in reality, it isn't. And now I want to show you 2 ways you can control this burning sensation very quickly, almost like magic. Grab a chair, pause the video, get a chair, and come here. So did you get the chair? Then let's go. 2. These 2 ways to relieve, to improve, to control this burning sensation, I'm going to show for problems, for nerve compression. That happens near the foot. All right? So let's go. The first way I want you to do this is to sit with your legs crossed and work on the balance of your foot as a whole. For this, the hand that's on the same side as the sole of your foot will hold here on the heel. The other hand will hold here on the top of your foot. And you're going to make a twisting movement. Pull the heel down and the tip of the foot toward the other side. And switch as if you were wringing out a cloth to one side and to the other. as much as you can, up to the point where you don't feel pain. Hold it in the way that's best for you. Some people like to hold it just with the palm of their hand, leaving the thumb out. Some people prefer to use the thumb to guide this movement here. The important thing is that you can do this movement as much as possible. As much as possible, okay? To one side and to the other. You're going to do this twisting motion 20 times. When I do this, I'm improving the tension of the muscles. Yeah. And this way, I'm reducing how much these muscles squeeze these nerves. All right? Let me show you something really interesting here. Mais preto, which might be the second way to work. Let me paint it black. Look, here on the top of the foot, on the inside of the foot, there's that little bone, which in some places they call mokoto. There's one on the outside and one on the inside. And here is the heel, right? Between these two little bones, some structures pass through. Among them is the nerve called the tibial nerve, which is the one that innervates the sole of the foot, right? So probably the burning sensation you're feeling in your foot may be caused by this passage here. When I'm working on this twisting movement, it may seem like a simple thing, but I'm actually improving this pathway for the tibial nerve. If the problem is here, you'll do this 20 times and the burning sensation will disappear. See? Like this. The second exercise, we're also going to work on this same area, but in a different way. Through this same tunnel, this same region here, other structures also pass. Among them, the tendon of a muscle called the posterior tibial. And this muscle can cause a lot of problems in our foot, calf, shin, and knee. Many times, it's this muscle that's irritating the passage of this nerve. What I want to teach you now is a simple way to improve. This muscle is called the posterior tibial. And this way you'll improve the nerve down there, okay? In the same way you're sitting, you're gonna grab your shin here. It's easy. It's a hard structure, right? Solid. It feels like a wall, a cement block. So you know you're touching bone. If you walk your fingers back towards your calf, there will come a point where that hard part disappears and it gets soft. Exactly behind the bone is where the posterior tibial nerve passes. So you're going to come with your thumbs. Look behind the tibia bone, behind the shin bone, looking for painful spots. Go slowly because it can be quite painful. There might be a spot that hurts more than you expect. If you find a painful spot, you should keep that pressure at the point where you feel mild pain. Keep that pressure for 90 seconds. You'll notice the pain will start to decrease. It feels like the pain is spreading out more, and the resistance of the muscle will get lower. It will become less tense. I have a colleague who says it's like it starts out as tough meat and ends up as prime meat. That's pretty much what you're going to feel. And you will look for these painful spots all along this area behind the shin bone, and you will turn them off, deactivate each one of them. So do these two exercises and don't forget to leave in the comments what you felt. If it helped you or not, if the burning sensation went down,